Well, we're back in the boardroom again, and I'm joined with Turlock from Cleaning Contractors. Turlock, gee, it's been a busy morning. What is it we're hoping to get out of today?
Well, Darren, we're hoping to verify the various claims that this product has already passed and been accredited to across Europe.
Yeah.
We want to assure Irish clients that we have put this product through its own test here in Ireland, and that the claims have stood up.
Yes.
And if and when they do stand up, it will give great peace of mind to clients who want to improve protection within their buildings for staff and for visitors and customers alike.
Very good. Okay, well, so we're meeting again in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, what is it we'll be doing in 2 weeks?
Well, you'll have seen earlier on Ronan talking about his ability to test with an ATP meter. So an ATP meter should be demonstrating that the infection and pathogen levels have dropped dramatically and have remained at their lowest possible level.
Okay, so what we took earlier on was the current quantities test values of the standard cleaning regime. Then we applied the product, and then when we revisit in 2 weeks after a standard cleaning regime, we're hoping to see the reduction.
We're hoping to see the reduction in the areas that it has been applied to, as opposed to the areas that it has not been applied to.
Oh, I get you, yes. So we may have done 15 test points today. So what we will be doing is, say we did the lift lobby in core 7 where it was treated, we'll then go to the lift lobby in core 1 and we'll have a direct comparison.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
It's like as if you have a cleaner continuously on hand to wipe down the surface that somebody's just touched.
Brilliant. Okay.
Resistance dry between 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the temperature in the room as well, and
Brilliant.
then we apply second coat.
Okay.
That uses another 15-20 minutes. When this is done,
my company, Environmental Efficiency Consultants, we do air testing for chemicals or microbiology, also surface testing, water testing, any manner of testing really that has to do with the environment or health and safety industry. Yeah,
so I suppose what we're doing here isn't a scientific laboratory test. Cleaning contractors and their product Resistant, they have laboratory product testing abroad. They currently have the product being tested with the University of Ulster. But I suppose what we've done is we have tested the product in a location. And we've done it in a way where we have looked at, maybe you could go into it a little further. We've looked at the site and we've done a test on various points. So what is the test and what are we testing for?
Thanks, Darren. Yes, it's very important before the release of any product to conduct real-world testing in tandem with laboratory testing to see how the product or technology fares under a range of different circumstances. That could be weather circumstances such as wind, rain, high volume of users using the test location, or things like that. So what we did was we tested for a substance known as ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, which is the base energy unit contained in all living cells. So this is a good metric to test for really, because it takes into account of bacteria, viruses, yeasts, molds. Any living cell can transfer ATP to something else.
So it's an ATP meter. So that's what you're holding in your hand, and it's testing for viruses.
We have a reading here of 115 RLU units. Typically below 30 RLU units would indicate a clean surface. So hopefully if this surface was now cleaned using the proposed technology today, we should see that drop dramatically. The meter measures ATP in RLUs, which are relative light units.
Okay.
The greater amount of RLU, the dirtier the substrate that's been tested.
Okay.
So we tested 7 different areas over a period of 4 weeks, starting on the first week where we did some surface testing, which is our baseline level. Then the technology was applied to the surfaces. We attended again 2 weeks later and retested those surfaces and found drops across the board on that. And then 2 weeks later still, which is today, we came back to retest and found further drops in all levels of ATP, resulting in an average reduction in ATP levels across the board.
So Turlock, you've gone to a lot of effort to test the product in site. How do you feel it's gone?
Well, Darren, when we first saw the claims that the product was making, they were in some degree incredible. You know, they claimed that they would get over a 90% reduction in infection and pathogen levels once the product was applied. So, and whilst all their claims were from a different part of the world than we live in here in Ireland, we just wanted to reassure ourselves that we wanted to do a test locally here. So we wanted to see the proof of the pudding for ourselves, if you like. So we engaged Ronan and Environmental Efficiencies, and we conducted our own test. And whilst it wasn't conducted under laboratory conditions, for me it was basically a real-world test. And over a period of 4 weeks, which is the minimum period that the product needs to get to its limits, if you like, you know, or its best results, we found that it came very close to the claims of 90%. It was 88%, you know, which is within an acceptable margin of error. So we were happy that we could see the product did what it claimed it did, basically. And so we're just waiting for the Department of Agriculture's approval with its PCS number. And we believe that the product is going to hugely assist organisations, both retail, medical, educational, to bolster their protection for both staff and customers alike. And that becomes impractical in certain circumstances, like schools, like buses, like airport terminals and so on, where you're passing on baskets, where you're passing on security trays and so on. So if you have a product that effectively does what you were otherwise trying to do by disinfecting in between users, this does the job. So it adds a huge level of protection, and you only ever need to do that once. And after having done the test, we're happy that it does what it says it does.